It's that time again. Sorry about that. Kind of had some mixed nuts, I guess you could say. Not your nuts, mixed. I know, it's kind of funny. But it's been a week, and everything sounds right. So, it's time to be a dwarf warrior, and I'm going to be a noble.
Greetings.
So let's get everything squared away here. Some appearance, which looks like a drunk dwarf. Okay, drunk dwarf. Alright. Gotta have that white look. Handlebars? Okay, we're good. And, of course, our name is Locain. So let's hear some voices.
How do you do?
Greetings. Greetings.
Greeting. Charmed, I'm sure. Greetings.
Greetings.
Well, we're wise. Nah, we're cocky.
How do you do?
And since we are a warrior, I'm not gonna go shield. I'm gonna go straight two-hander. So I'm going to definitely start with 20 strength. Let's go with the easy talking our way out of everything. And I love how it gives you shield bash no matter what, but I'm not going for shield bash. Mighty blow. What do we have here? Powerful? Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take something easy. And gotta have an ability. We'll do a pummel strike. Yep. Normal. And on our way to Dragon Age Origins. Now, this is the first episode. I'm not going to be, like, I'm just going to play for like 2 hours straight, and then break it up into sections, so if, you know, a cliffhanger happens, it happens. So, time for me to shut up and you guys to listen.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of 2 known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endrin of House Aeducan, the 9th Aeducan ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Oh, great.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Where's my shield?
Agreed. Tonight's battles will be of politics and intrigue. A shield won't be all that useful. Of course, they might think you were too fearful to risk looking fearful. One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances. If you say so. Listening to 100 lords complain that their neighbors use the same underhanded tactics they themselves employ would tire on me after about, a minute. Still, there are other excitements. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
Like a drunk dwarf you are. Yeah.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Alright, it's gonna give me a little tutorial thing, which I don't care about. I'm a two-handed fighter. Let's get this inventory. Oh, Blade Blood. Oh, that's nice. What's this? Iron. So since I do have the complete black, I have Blade Blood, Glass Dagger, and Dragon Plate. But besides that, everything else is normal. So let's go on to our quest, or adventure.
Congratulations on being named commander, my lord.
And this kind of gives us a little map.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And someone's running away, but it doesn't matter. Now, Dragon Age Origins is a lot of fun. Let me make that clear. This first time I've played computer version, because I wanted to save it for you guys to experience. But we're gonna go test. I don't have a two-handed weapon. Shit. I'm definitely not gonna go into the harrowing without one. So let's just.
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
Yeah, okay.
Can't
fine.
wait to see who's fighting today.
We'll watch, but I don't have a two-handed weapon, so it's not gonna be worth my while.
I am at your service.
Yeah, good. And yes, hopefully there are loading screens, but they should not be long loading screens. Thank God for Jesus computer. It's not too bad.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
Good.
I'm sure we can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I'm ignoring you.
Small balls of cloth? That's outrageous. You certainly have some gall, merchant.
My lord Idukin, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Of course.
Please, look as you will.
No clothing. This charm. Nothing.
But my lord, these are surface silks, dyed with the finest saffron and indigo and embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen.
Our trust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
I speak to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say. Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you're receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast. I'd advise you to watch that tongue, dear sibling. Father will not live forever. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king. We can only hope. Perhaps we should get going.
I've seen Prince Balin Iduken himself.
Armor merchant.
Look at this piece, darling. It rivals. What about that one? I guess.
Okay, so really no weapon merchant.
Oh, I would love to end up with a red head.
Compare this to
Would
Bronze's
that
work.
Sir Blackstone
One of the sweet things she does not understand.
We can't even get to what it was called, I can't remember now. Let's just listen to our old brother for once, I guess. I mean, you really can't do much.
I am proud to serve the Idukans.
Yeah, you better be.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here.
Might I
The
bother?
raid tomorrow must be more.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent. There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week, and a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
Oh, which is...
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
I do like that cause.
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
I'll agree.
You're a fool.
Now what do you want?
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did. Show you are to be respected, and I will no longer speak to you as a child.
Good, you
Lord
old
Dace
hag.
is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you. If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the merchant guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
Fuck your face. Oh.
Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Iduken.
She's saying that if the air-touched dwarves have their connections to their houses restored, you'll end up footing the bill for Lord Dace's disaster.
Oh, if I were 20 years younger, I'd bed you just to get some of that quick wit in my house. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the servicers' kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace. The Surface Caste gave up their noble ties willingly, generations ago. Will you humiliate your house and your father for them? Do what you will, then. It's your honor that hangs in the balance.
Sorry, I don't play your dumbass shit. Walk away, you hag.